Hello everyone. Sorry, I still have a cold. I think I'm battling strep throat. But anyway, so I did a review on chapter 459 of Bleach, and it's just me dancing, so it wasn't actually a review. And I have nothing to do really right now. I'm babysitting. Well, I am babysitting. I'm not babysitting. The girls are watching TV, so hey, I just thought I'd do a review. Anywho, so, I will be completely and totally honest, I had very mixed feelings about this chapter. The dancing, obviously, signified Rukia's return more than anything. But I remember when I first read it, I was actually here, this house, because I'm not at my house, I'm at, my boss's house. It's the mother of the girls I babysit for a job. And I remember I read through it, and I went on a forum because I was like, okay, I'm gonna check the Bleach Asylum forum today. Like I do every now and then to check for art or whichever, whatever. And I just kept seeing Rukia's back, Rukia's back, and I was like, spoilers now! Because I've been looking at spoilers more often, which is kind of a bummer, but I've been trying really hard not to, because my best friend, actually some of you may know her, Ichigo Bleach Cake, or Tessa, whatever, she is very adamant about not having spoilers. She's like, don't tell me anything. And so I was like, okay, you know what, I should not spoil myself, because I think I get really excited about chapters. And so I hadn't, and then I went on the forum, and I just saw all the Rukia was back, and didn't intend to, anyway. So that happened, and I was like, no, because I didn't want to find out that early. But obviously, despite the fact that I was slightly disappointed that I accidentally spoiled myself, I was also like, what? So, because Rukia's been out of the manga since like last year, like I don't remember when of last year, but a while since last year, and she's my favorite character. So I mean, obviously I love Ichigo and I love all the other characters, but she just has that special place in my heart. I adore her to pieces. So I was always like, oh my god. Anywho, so I went and I read the chapter, and obviously I'm so excited, and I literally cannot believe that Kubo gave us that. Like, I'll elaborate more in a second, but, on what I'm talking about, but Rukia, obviously, he's stabbed, and she shows up behind him, and I was both like, yes! As well as, no. Because her hair, obviously a lot of people have been talking about her new haircut, and I was one of the few people who really did not like it at first. I was very adverse to it, and I'm still a little, I cosplay Rukia, so I obviously take a lot into account for her appearance, and I loved her hair the way, I love the little flippy, I thought it was so cute, and also, because my hair is really curly, and I actually, people may not have noticed, but I actually did get it like all chopped off. I didn't want that to happen. I went in for a conditioning, and I was like, I just want to trim, because I know curly hair is difficult for people to cut if they're not used to cutting it, because like 1 inch cut off wet is like 4 inches when it's dry. And so I got it all chopped off, and I cried like a total loser. Yeah, this is really bright. There. So when her hair got chopped off, I was like, I'm revisiting my pain! And so I was really, I was so adverse to it, and I was like, why? Because the way it looks in the first picture, I don't like at all. It looks, like, as a lot of people have been saying, it looks like Hanataro's hair, and it really does. Like, I don't mean that in any insult, or anything, because obviously I want Ruki to be completely and utterly beautiful. I adore her. The second one, where it's a close-up, it looks actually a lot better. I like it a lot better in the close-up where it's, but I was still kind of bummed, because although Soul Society people don't physically grow as fast as people in the real world, which I expected. I mean, I didn't expect her to be waist length like a lot of people expected. I was like, what? It didn't look as good as I wanted it to, and I mean, we haven't seen much of it. We've only seen 2 panels of it, so I can't say much. But anyway, it just bothered me that everyone's hair like grew out and like got a lot prettier, and especially Orihime, and then Rukia looked like, in my opinion, just didn't look as good in the first panel that she could. In the second panel, like I said, it was a lot prettier. But still, I was like, you know, so. But obviously Rukia was back, and as I said I would elaborate, I will elaborate as to why I was freaking out in this chapter. As a person who is an Ichiruki fan, obviously it was extremely important or a big event for me. Like I literally couldn't believe that Kubo gave us that. Let me start from the beginning of the chapter, or as far back as I can go without going on forever. Ichigo has been training forever, going through all this stuff, having his eyes sliced, like crazy stuff, like Ishida getting his arm sliced off, all these awful things to get his powers back. And it's Fullbring, and I thought it was kind of cool to explain Orihime's like Fullbring and Chad's Fullbring and stuff, but it was also like, what? Like some of them were like, what? Like the kid with the 7, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. So, I had a feeling all from the beginning that Ginjo was bad, just because every victim of Tsukishima's influence was never they didn't physically bear a wound. Like, Orihime's hair got chopped off and then it was back, so I was like, what? And Chad was, like, no one showed any physical damage, but Ishida was, like, brutally hurt, so I was like, I think Ginjo did that, because Ginjo was brutal with Ichigo's eyes. I was like, okay, I'm definitely sensing that Ginjo's the bad guy. And then bam, he revealed himself like a troll. He was just right behind Ichigo like, So the only person that Ichigo could trust, Ginjo, betrayed him. And then the second person who came up as like a light, Ishida, who said he was on Ichigo's side, was cut by Tsukishima and downed and all these. So literally everyone has been replaced or is against Ichigo, and they're the people that he wants to protect. They're the people that he's gaining his powers for. So it was like it was just awful. There's literally, he was just left in despair, and he cried. Ichigo cried like 3 times in the first movie, but we won't talk about that because I hate the first movie. But this is like the first time I've actually seen Ichigo cry, or heard of Ichigo crying, because we didn't really see him cry because of the rain. I'm not crying, it's the rain. So, really sad. And I also thought it was kind of sad that Chad and Orihime went through so much training and all this stuff to protect Ichigo, and then they fight him. You know, it was really, like, depressing. I also thought it was really significant, considering, Orihime said she would never allow Ichigo to be irreparably hurt anymore, and that she'd always be there. And then I know she was brainwashed, but I feel like brainwashed isn't the right term. They just have memories of Tsukishima in their past life. So it's a type of brainwashing, but even so, I feel like they'd give Ichigo the benefit of the doubt, and especially Orihime, considering she loves him, but she didn't. So that, I feel like there's something meaningful there, like. Anyway, so Ichigo's literally ripped of everything precious of him, both his powers and his friends, and he's left in despair. And a lot of people compared Orihime calling for Ichigo's help on the dome to Ichigo begging for his powers back. They're like, oh, it's the same, which is totally false. Ichigo didn't ask anybody for help. He didn't even know Rukia was there, because they were like, oh, he was asking for Rukia, but he didn't ask Rukia for help at all. He demanded his powers back. Actually, it's a problem Ichigo has. He has no dependency on his friends. It's always, I will take care of this. It's literally the antithesis of what happened on the dome. Ichigo does not rely on anybody else, like, in a good way, that is, because of the way that he is. He's so independent, and it's, to a fault, actually. And so it was completely opposite of him, like, of the Orihime incident on the dome, because she asked for a dead body for help, and he didn't ask anybody for help. Not that anybody could help him necessarily at the moment anyway, but still. So he's begging for his powers back. He's sliced, obviously, in the chest, and the back, more accurately. And the first thing he looks back and sees is Urahara and Ishin, and I was like, obviously, I felt it wasn't Ishin because I could see his arm, but at the same time, like, you're led to believe it's Ishin, and I adore Ishin, so I was like, what's going on? It was really sad. And Ichigo's face was so pathetic, I couldn't even handle it. He just was looking back at his dad, like, eyes sunken in and sad, and he's saying, like, you too, like, you've also betrayed me. It's, like, literally depressing and pathetic. And as his Shinigami powers are beginning to return, Rukia takes form in front of him. Because if you look down in the little corner where her Hakama pants are, you see her, like, in chapter 423, yes, when she's disappearing from his view, it's eating away at her image, and in this one it's reforming her image the same way it was eaten away, and I was like, ah! So, she reforms in front of him when he finally gets Shinigami powers back, and I literally could not believe we were given that, like, as an Ichiruki fan, because the amount to which Ichiruki has as a pairing, non-canonly, like non-romantically, is like immense. She stopped his reign, changed his world, he couldn't keep up with the speed of the world without her, and vice versa. You know, Ichigo gave Rukia a lot of things that she didn't have before, you know, the ability to just act the way she wants to act, be who she wants to be. So they gave a lot to each other. So we already had a lot to our argument as it was, as Ichiruki fans. And, anyway, and I literally couldn't believe that Kubo once again just gave us the, like, oh, okay, the biggest thing about Ichiruki is that Rukia gave Ichigo powers. And he was so grateful for that because it's everything that he wanted, and especially after his mom passed away. I'm stretching. And now she was the only person there to give him everything he desired. Like, literally the only thing left. She was legitimately, not that she wasn't before, considering that Kubo said that, she is Ichigo's ray of light, as he put it. She literally was his only ray of light, considering everyone else failed him. Like, considering, I mean, his dad and Urahara were also there, but Rukia was the one to physically give him everything that it was just, I literally couldn't believe that happened. I was like, does he want them to just, like, drop to the floor and make babies right there? I just don't even, so, oh, Ruki's a lieutenant now, too, which is really exciting, I have to say. I've always been really frustrated because in the fillers, I don't really watch the anime very much, but I'll watch it, like, to entertain myself, and especially when I'm watching, like, when I'm babysitting the girls and they're watching TV or they're reading or doing something, and I don't really have anything to do, I'll just, watch Bleach, I guess, why not? It's obviously in the filler arc right now, but they always make Rukia so weak, or they always incapacitate her. Like, in the Bounto arc, she was incapacitated, in the Kusumiyoji arc, she was incapacitated, in the Zanbakuto arc, she was incapacitated, and then for a little bit in this new arc, she was incapacitated. I was like, why? Why? I don't get it! She's strong. I mean, she took out D-Roy. I almost said Ono D, like, this is not Full Metal Panic. D-Roy, like, instantaneously, and she took out Aro Nero, like, Espada number 9. It took quite a bit, but still, she's not that weak. So it's gonna be exciting to see how powerful she is as an lieutenant now. And my friend is actually pretty insistent that she is Bankai. I don't know if she is Bankai or not. I mean, Bankai is, or at least was, like, a super power up, like Super Saiyan 9, and like, no one could achieve it, but everyone has it now. And my friend was like, oh, she wouldn't have gloves, like, she wouldn't change her appearance if she didn't have Bankai. I don't think that's true necessarily, because Renji didn't really change his appearance. He sort of did, he didn't. I mean, Ichigo didn't change his appearance, but Ichigo's Ichigo. He actually changes his outfit, like, as much as I change my pants, which is a lot. So that could have been taken in a really bad way. So anyway, I don't know if she has Bankai or not. I'd actually like to see her achieve Bankai in Bleach. I'd rather not have her have it right now. I think new dances are definitely something in order, some new Kido, things like that. I'm really excited. I actually like her gloves. I wouldn't have liked them so far up the arm necessarily, but I like the gauntlet fingerless gloves. I think it's really classy. So I'm really excited to see her power. I am super excited that we got yet another, like, stack of stuff for Ichiruki. Wow! I'm excited to see what Ichigo's reaction is going to be, and his new outfit. I actually really like Sangetsu. It's huge. Like, okay, there was an ongoing joke. I'm gonna end this video soon because I know I am very long-winded, but I'm gonna end this video soon. There's an ongoing joke about Ichigo's stupid ranger suit, his Power Ranger cocoon suit, or whatever you wanted to call it. When he gained it and he looked at his badge, and Orihime was seeing him, there was an I really don't have anything against Ichihime fans or anything, but there was a joke about how his sword was like tiny, like it was the smallest his sword has ever been, even in Bankai. It was because his sword in Bankai is like long. It's slim, but it's long, you know. So his sword was like like showed him a sword, and there was a joke about Orihime making his sword bigger later or something because they were looking at each other, which is false. He was looking at his badge and Orihime was looking at him. I was like, that's not what, even if it was like a moment in which they should, if they were looking at it, they weren't. But if they were, like, his face was so derpy, he was just like, ugh. So anyway, they were like, oh, she's gonna make his sword bigger, da da da. And I mean, I didn't even hear that joke until this recent chapter where his sword got, like, huge after Rukia stabbed him, and I was like, it was just really, really funny. Like, a really funny coincidence. I felt really bad for some of them. Like, I mean, like, because they obviously wanted a lot with Ichigo and Orihime in this arc, and especially because she made these vows, and she's gone a lot stronger, and she's been training, and that didn't happen. So a lot of them were, like, really disappointed, which I understand. I mean, as a person who would be a fan of their pairing, I'd be really bummed too. But I'm luckily not, so I have reason to be elated. Not because of their, like, lack of pairing, but for my pairing alone, because I mean, I don't take joy in it. I'm not shouting for it, come on. So, yeah, Ichigo's sword got a lot bigger after Rukia stabbed him. And, I don't know, I'm really excited to see the next chapter. I'm excited to see how strong Rukia's gotten. I'm excited to see what Ichigo has in store. I'm excited to see what Kubo has in store. This is the first time I've been super excited about Bleach in a long time. So that's how I'm going to end it. I'm sorry this video has been so long. Thank you for sticking with me, for those who have. Basically, that's all I have to say. So everyone has a fabulous day.